Well, my friends, hello and welcome back again to this latest edition of the Tao Daily Tarot. Thank you very much for being there. Whether you're a first timer, long timer, cross watcher, you know you're welcome. Every single time you and I get together, a chance to talk tarot, I love it. Thank you for your support. By the way, I do a brand new read every day, 365 days a year. So it is good to have you here often. We will focus on certain kinds of things. Let me describe what makes this tarot reading different from all other tarot readings, especially for the first timers. One, it's archetypal, 8 to 10 cards from 4 different decks. A beautiful mix, very intuitive, very practical, very Tao. Basic, simple, clean, empowering to you. You are the reason that I do this. And because of that, I focus on manifesting energies. What's around you right now? You take this information and you apply it to your life. You are in control. You navigate your life. I don't predict because that takes the power away from you. You have the manifesting energy. You use it as it fits and suits your life. I also do a hyper shuffle. You'll see that in a moment. And I try to get the reading done in about a 10-minute window because you're busy. And besides, more is not better. I know people that do hour and a half reads. Way too long. Way too long. You get just a confluence of all kinds of conflicting information. This is the Tao Daily Tarot. Simple, clean, direct, empowering. A moment ago, I mentioned something called the Hyper Shuffle. Begins with this deck, the Oracle deck. Let's begin. And there you go. There is the Tao Daily Tarot Hyper Shuffle. Let's get to today's manifesting energy frequency. It's co-create. Co-create. Now, it could be with someone specifically, or it could be just with yourself. Or maybe the energies around you, the energy of co-creation. If you take a look, way off in the distance, there is a ship on the ocean. There's a lion for strength. Working with different energies, working with different forces, looking at different possibilities, looking out on the horizon. Something very, very difficult over the past couple of years, most especially. In fact, maybe almost impossible to see a future over the past couple of years, but that's changing. And you realize it is an act of co-creation. Again, could be the universe, could be you, could be a combination of people in your life. You know. We go to this first energy card, the energy of coming and going. 4 of Pentacles, it means hanging on to what's left. Over the past 2 years, most especially for most people, you have had your priorities rearranged. Some of which you did yourself. Some of which was just removed from you. You didn't have a choice. What you thought was once important, you've now had a chance to sit back and go, maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. And so you're hanging on to what you have. 4 is solid foundation. It's building. It is, in effect, that first step towards co-creation because you are establishing a firm foundation of what really is important to you. Because you know why it's important. That's why it now has become important. And what really has become more important, King of Cups. King of Cups, very loving, very wise, tolerant, caring, helps others. Very subtle influence, though. Not real showy, not real flashy. But there is that constant supply of positivity. Yeah, sometimes a little over-domineering, but they mean well. And that may be in your life. It may mean you. It may mean that you have to love yourself. But be gentle with yourself. Don't expect too much, too fast, too quickly. The last 2 years have put you into a vortex. Very difficult to get out of. And especially at this point, that's why you're hanging on to what you have left and not going to let it go. But it is an act of co-creation nonetheless. You know what your values are. You know why they're important. And this is really very elemental. The reason you are able to hang on to the values that you have, the reason that you're able to co-create is that you know what you have to work with. And the reason that you have, or that you know what you have to work with is because of what you've been through over the past couple of years. You see in the card, you see that long path leading to kind of a gateway, if you will, right? You know what's important and you understand why what's important to you is important to you. A big difference from 2 years ago, because otherwise you just accepted what you were told. Oh, well, this is important. You have to do this. Oh, you have to do this, that, the other thing. Now you know what's important to you and you see the path, but you got to walk down that path. And that will take an act of co-creation. Little magic too, but I think co-creation is magic in and of itself, isn't it? I think so. Yeah, here you have the magician. You have all the parts and pieces, really. They're not assembled yet. There is some assembly required. You have a part here, part there, and they're all separate, right? They're all separate. You have to put the parts together, but you have the magic to do it. And the magic comes from you co-creating with other aspects of yourself, your life, or your friends, your family. You choose. This is what's going on right now, and appropriately for the holidays and the full moon in Gemini coming up in a day. Then we go to the Knight of Swords. Swords, of course, are thoughts, ideas, right? Yeah, they're not feelings. They are ideas, right? And the Knight of Swords is very much like the Eight of Wands. Yeah, the Knight of Swords is incisive, intelligent, knowledgeable, acts with certainty because they got the information. You see that sword is lit up, he's holding it above his head. What that tells me is over the past couple of years you have gotten a lot of false information, passed off as real, honest information. It was not real, was not honest. But through all of that, you've been able to distill what is honest and truthful. Maybe you don't have all the parts and pieces, maybe you don't have all the facts, but you feel what is real, and that's what's going to allow you to co-create. And in fact, at this point, you are at the point of kind of giving up on thinking for a while. First of all, we're in the holiday season, and of course with the Gemini full moon, Gemini is all about thoughts and stuff. You want to take a little bit of a break. Enjoy your holiday season. Feel it. Don't think it, because you've, if anything, over the past couple of years, overthought yourself into a corner. But you got valuable information that will take you into 2022. This is what the Knight of Swords is all about. You got the information, but now that you have it, put it down and co-create. And in fact, this card from vice versa is in reverse, meaning this is what you're doing inside right now. You're stopping this thinking. You realize that you've been scammed. You realize you've been shammed. In fact, one of my favorite quotes from all time comes from Mark Twain. He says, it's easier to fool somebody than to convince them that they have been fooled. Stop and think about that. Well, you've been fooled. You're not going to get fooled again. All that negativity, all that false information is gone, lost, forgotten. You got to move forward. Although you're grieving. You say, geez, I got all this stuff that they told me was baloney. There's a hurt there. So you're looking at the Three of Cups spilled. But there are two cups behind you. There's a bridge behind you. There's a castle behind you. There is a way. But to do that, you have to participate in co-creation on some level with yourself, with others. And that's what you're determining right now. May, in fact, do so during the holiday season when you're having a chance to get together with friends and family in any way that you can possibly do it. This is what you're doing. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles is looking and going, is it all worth it? It is. You know that it is. And you're just trying to figure out how you're going to manage it. Well, 2022 will show you several ways that you can do it. But the fact of the matter is that you're going to have to combine forces, not work alone. You're going to have to put out a collective effort. In fact, as a group, humanity will have to put out a co-creative effort in 2022 and 2023. Very powerful, but if you work together with people from your tribe, it's always super powerful. Speaking of powerful, great read. Thank you very much. Be sure, thumbs up, right? You go to YouTube, thumbs up, please, every time, so that you let them know that you like it. Also, please subscribe. That means your daily feed will have the latest Tao Daily Tarot reading, because I do a brand new reading every day, 365 days a year. So, tomorrow, you and I have a chance to do a Tao Daily Tarot reading one more time, but maybe you're busy. They're only 10-minute reads. You can catch up anytime you want. But between now and the next time you and I talk tarot together, blessings.